I know you've had some enormous tragedies here in Argentina. For that, I'm very sorry, and it feels so. The story is relevant here, and you asked me if how it was to contact the family, and that was a very delicate, difficult to call. I did not know whether they would like it or not, but I was very happy the way it turned out and the way they received me. In Denmark, security and people's behavior has certainly changed after Roskilde Festival 2000. But I think the security, the organizators' security are much better now. But it's important to remind the audience, because the main audience in Roskilde would be 23, so they were 7 years old when the tragedy happened, and they don't remember. If the audience behavior has changed, I think after 2000 very much. People were very quiet. I remember going to a Radiohead concert and everything was, you have to stand on this line, you have to stand on this line. Now that's so long ago, so it's not as crazy as wild, but it's not as held back as in 2001 or 2. The experience changed me very much because Roskilde Festival was the best place. I played there 4 times with my own band. I've been there 1 million times. It was the place I loved to be the most. Pearl Jam was my favorite band, so it was the perfect night. And the perfect night turned into the total tragedy. So I thought maybe I should do something completely different. But then being a part of it, you say, the healing process, that has meant more to my life in the past 15 years. That maybe nothing I can compare to. Everybody is responsible. The organizer, the people who make the rules, the audience, but also the musicians. You have to have a certain awareness, or you have to be, I think especially if you're a very big band, a part of it is also you have to know that if somebody needs to communicate something big, it has to be you, like it has to be Eddie Vedder. But I think you can't blame, I don't know the Cromañón exactly what that happened, but for like Roskilde, you cannot blame Pearl Jam because they did not know, they could not see. There was a meeting between one of the families which in Sweden, and they felt like their life was over. And Stone Gossard and me were there, and Stone Gossard's girlfriend, and we sat there, and nobody said anything, and these grown-up men or family start crying, and it was very, whoa, that was a very
emotional.
That was a very emotional situation, and I think for Stone Gossard it must have been nerve-wracking. But that was but also very nice, not nice, but very deep. But to write that, put that in writing, you have to be very precise. The picture was very much represent the tragedy, which is Eddie Vedder on stage, which is actually a Swedish photographer filming the widescreen. When I see that picture, for me it brings back everything. I was on stage that night, and I witnessed the tragedy. I saw dead people. So in that way, it makes me really sad. On the other hand, it also reminds me of how much love and passion and new friendship, new relations has emerged after that, like we sit here. And that makes me really happy. As today, about what can be dangerous at shows, I think that sometimes the organizations put in too many people. Outdoors, you don't have access to water, aqua, and that can be really dangerous. I think that was the situation in Santiago for Pearl Jam, and that would be one thing. And then I think also, if you have people being so wild that they don't, it's great to be wild, great to be, but if people don't see or don't help each other, that's dangerous, and that's very important you do that.